Tuesday, April 7th. So today I was really only looking at oil. When I zoomed out and saw everything that was going on with every single chart, gold, all the jewels, they had to break a big point for me to even feel confident in taking them. And then 6E, I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? At first, I was just gonna see if the EMA is aligned and then we could take something. But I got to the point where I was like, nah, bro, we gonna wait for this. We gonna wait for this to break because that's really gonna show. Then it's really up from here. Like, yeah, this broke, but from here and like the timing of it happening and the EMA's crossing, I was like, excuse me. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. So oil was the only one I was looking at, and as you can see right here, the EMA started to align, and we actually had a setup that we could take here. So we're just gonna review it, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I took it, and that will be it. That will be my whole thought process. So first thing, man, you always want to make sure that you are set and you are ready to shoot, man, because when you have an opportunity, you always want to take it. So here, I have the shot. The EMAs are aligned. Everything lines up. That's what you have to look for before you shoot. The EMAs lined up. You have a 3 candle or you have supply and demand. So I was waiting for 3 candles to close below the 13 and then one to close above, but obviously a candle that would be in my favor, like this one, instead of this candle right here, which actually started wicking down, but it did close above. But from here, it's more of a sell candle than a buy candle. We're taking buy, so we want the candle to be more of a buy candle, and this is more of a buy candle. Like, if this candle right here that I'm hovering on right now, if that one closed above, we wouldn't take it. If this one closed above, we would take it. If this one closed above, we would take it. If this one, we wouldn't. So other things that we have to make sure about is the trend. So we zoom out and we see that we are clearly trending, and we're waiting to see, like, is there a certain point we have to break, and we're already pretty high, so we're not saying that we need to break this. We don't need to have a big break for this setup. We just need the EMAs to align. It's not like gold where we need a screen to get open. Nah, man, we good. We wide open here. We just need the EMAs to align. So from here, this is exactly what I did. I just got in on the break a candle, and that's me taking the opportunity in the setup loss. But I do have a rule, y'all. I do have a rule where, like, if I miss the shot, but the ball just comes right back to me, I'm gonna shoot it again. So in this case, since since the candle is a buy candle, the candle that stopped me out was a buy candle, plus it still closed above the 13. I took it again, and we're going for the same thing, 101.5. We're not changing anything. Same jumper, bro. I missed. All right, bet. We're gonna shoot it again, and now it's just up in the air. Let's just see what happens. So this was a very vital trade. Like, it was kind of crazy because you see this candle right here was 1 point away from hitting take profit, and I could have just manually gotten out. Like, all right, we basically there. We basically won. That's not how I do it though. We just let it sink in because this is goaltending, bro. That's gonna be goaltending. You interfering with the play. You interfering with the shot. Now, I didn't want that to happen, so I just waited and let whatever happen happen. It's like toilet bowling right now, and then boom, it goes in. So from here, this is the main point. Don't interfere with your shot, man. Don't interfere with the trade that you take, with your opportunity. Just let it play out the way it's supposed to, and over time, you will reap the benefits of that because you're not going to be doing all this goaltending. You're giving points to the market by goaltending, by interfering. So we just keep on going, and that was my trade today. We ended up a little bit above break even. Good thing we go for these 1 to 1.5s. Only reason it was a little bit above was because this first trade actually was 68 points. So 68 point stop loss. This one was 52. So we lost 62 points and then we gained 78 or 77 points because we get in at the break of candle. So that was today's trade. We will also be trading Wednesday. We are 1-1 for the week, and we're just gonna keep on going, y'all. That was it for today. Okay, so today is April 8th, and honestly, I was feeling like the charts were on some stuff today, man. Look at this. Literally every single setup or every single pair had, clear uptrend, or even oil had a clear downtrend after going down so much after some news with the wars. And what ended up happening for me was I was able to take platinum. Everything lined up for me perfectly. We have the 3 candle right here, and I wouldn't have been able to enter if my entry was in this zone, but it was just like a couple points off. So here we are in platinum, right? Let's line it up. 1 to 1.5. Okay. And if we just do one more point above this, you see our entry is not in the zone. So we're just waiting for the break of candle, bro. Everything lines up, man. We're wide open. It's all about us taking the opportunity. Clearly trending upwards. EMA's aligning. 3 candle. Came back up. Now we're just waiting for the break of candle. That's us taking a shot. That's our last confirmation. And as you can see, boom, next candle, straight up loss, which was tough, bro. I'm like, dang. Well, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not really tripping because I took my plan. So let's just keep moving forward. And then gold was also happening. So this setup was interesting because we actually created a 5-minute right here. So boom, big 5-minute zone created at the 50 and the 200, everything. And then you had a big 5-minute zone over here as well. So I used this. It was holding up pretty well. The EMAs just started to align again. So right now we're just waiting for the break of candle. And right here is where we could have got in. Because as you can see, this is not a good candle that we can get it on. I just explained that the other day. So we just lined up the 1 to 1.5. It's the same thing, right? Everything's aligning. Clear uptrend, EMA's aligning. Now this is more of this is a supply demand. This is a demand setup though. And wait for the break of candle. Took an L, bro. 2 L's in one day. Both of the trades went with my plan, so I wasn't really pressed about it or anything. It's just unfortunate. I really been following my plan, bro, and it's just been a tough time in the market. So we just got to keep on going. We're 1-4 to start April, but every single trade went with the plan. So that's really it's not really a failure per se. We could really have a good rest of the month where things start aligning and we start winning. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Anyways, that was this Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will be back on Thursday. We're just gonna keep on trading, man. You just live to trade another day. I'm not making no mistakes or nothing like that. I'm just following the plan. And US 30 even had a setup after gold, but I already took my 2 setups for the day, and then this one ended up winning. So I was just like, dang, bro. And we couldn't take silver or oil because they actually created some gaps in the market. So we don't be trading the first day where they have a gap right there. So we didn't take it. But either way, man, you see this gap on NAS was filled, but there was still no entry here. So that was the market today, man. We just got to keep on going, y'all. I'm telling you, it's going to work out. All right, good morning. I just want to get straight into this trade because wow. I think I learned a big lesson. So it wasn't a costly lesson by any means, but it was just something where I'm like, it makes sense to do this. You know what I mean? And excuse me. This is the first trade, right? We have news at 8:30. So I don't allow myself to enter trades if it's 10 minutes before news. This one was 15 minutes before news. Um, and then I got out right here, right before 8:30. So this was about a $600 loss. And then the candle that took me out, same thing that happened with oil earlier this week. It ended up still being valid. So I made sure to stay in the trade and go for a 1-to-1.18, which is because this is the amount that would have been valid for me to still not make too much for Tradeify's rules and things like that. But my risk here was 1,500. And that was because this was a really big candle, 76-point stop loss. So since the risk was 1,500, I was thinking, okay, we're just gonna get right before 1,800, and I ended up having the 1-to-1 hit right here. If I just go for a 1-to-1, get the 1,500, go on with my day. But I wanted to get right before that, and it was going up, and then I was telling myself, bro, like, hey, I don't care what happens, like, I am staying strong, blah, blah, blah. And right after I said that, bro, I got tested. I got tested so crazy. Imagine being in a trade, right? And you have all of this going on right before it almost hit your take profit, bro. But I needed this to happen because now I learned that it actually gets to a point, bro, where it's like, I'm already risking this much, so let's just go for the 1-to-1. You know what I mean? Because that is the same type of reward that I would get if I went for a 1-to-1.5, just normally. Like we're going for around $1,500, right? So I could have just went for the 1-to-1.5, but I was looking for more. That's where I went wrong. Anyways, thought the trade was finna lose, and then it ended up having a big spike right here. And I at this point, bro, I set the 1-to-1. So I set the 1-to-1, and I literally saw it like 1 point from winning, bro. And then it started going back down. And I was like, dog, stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me. So I literally got out 100.08 instead of 100.26. So we did miss out on some numbers right there. We missed out on a couple bucks, but I was just annoyed. I was like, bro, stop playing with me, bro. Like, y'all playing. But the market's not playing with me, man. The market don't know me. The market's not against me. As you can see, oil is booming right now. And I could have just waited and got that 1-to-1. But, bro, I was like, ain't no way this is happening right now. After this, which was on me, like it could have been one. Bro, I was not finna take no chance of it going back down. After all that just happened, bro, I let my emotions get to me. And I'm glad I stayed strong, though, because there was a trade in the past where I ended up realizing that I should have went for a 1-to-1 instead of a 1-to-1.5. And I got out around I got out around like a small loss. But if I just held it and let it go, it would have still won, bro. It would have still hit 1-to-1 again. It would have never lost. So I just said, bro, I'm going to just stick with the punches, bro. Whatever happens, happens. Like, we still going with the trend. Things are still looking good. We had this big gap right here. We're looking to fill it. So that's exactly what I did, bro. I just waited. And then it ended up coming back up. So got lucky on this, to be honest, because my probability already played out right here when it comes to my probability and risk factor. So I am, wow. I learned a lot about myself today, and it's going to be a big review when I'm talking about this trade in my notes. But that was today, man. Today was a good day in the market. Everything else was like going up. So it's a clean looking day for sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday. All right, y'all. So I just wanted to give you this quick recap for Friday. It's Saturday right now, and I'm gonna compile all the videos. But basically, this was our trade on Friday. It was a day of everything trending, but this was already, bro, Nas 241 points, bro. Golly. So we're just going for the 1-to-1 on this. And my only concern with this trade, what was it? Oh, the stop loss. It was just a lot of points. So when I look at my strategy, I do say that if I have my original risk above 1200, then I just go for the 1-to-1, because I am usually going for the 1-to-1.5, but since this isn't around my range of risk, it's really above it, I'm just going for the 1-to-1. Plus it's a big stop loss on Nas. I feel like I have that somewhere here. I might, nah, I don't, but either way, 241 points, bro. This is the biggest stop loss we ever had for Nas, bro. And we see it's a 15-minute confluence. If we zoom out, clearly trending upwards. Broke structure during session. We didn't even need to, but that was an extra plus, which was nice. So let's just see how this trade played out. I'm gonna tell y'all how I was feeling. Right now I'm feeling fine. I'm like, all right, it's not a lot of, like, it's not big momentum, but you know, we'll go with it. And I'm still chilling here. And then here I'm like, oh, okay, we're at the resistance level. And I'm just like, all right, I thought it was finna be a dub. I thought it was just gonna keep going. Then from there, it kind of hovered a bit, and then it started going down. I'm like, yeah, bro, we lost. Like, we're rejecting the 13 like this. But eventually, bro, after that, it just started, like, past 11. It started going back up. And I was like, yo, come on. Boom. Then we got the dub. So this trade took about, dang, an hour and 5 minutes. Like, these trades been taking longer, but you should be expecting the unexpected. Just understand that no matter what, especially with these bigger stop loss trades, like, it's gonna take longer. That's what happened with another trade earlier this week. I think it was oil. Let me see. Yeah, I took an oil trade, re-entered right here, right? And it could have won around 905, but I had to learn stuff the hard way. And yeah, it ended up going up and winning. But overall, man, this week was a roller coaster, but we followed our plan the whole week. We ended up being break even, so it's nice to know that I went 3 and 4, but I'm still break even. That's the power of going for a higher risk to reward, and it's so nice, man, because shoot, that would not have happened if I wasn't doing it. And I realized, like, I might as well. So that's it for the week, y'all. I'll be back for the next